attitude. I don't walk right and I don't talk right, and there ain't nothing wrong with feeling strong, but I wanna be there for you, honey.
Hey guys, welcome to Vet Ranch. This is Jax. Jax is about a 10-month-old hound mix, and he presented a few days ago to me, and basically he was, the owners had him and they wanted to make a hunting dog out of him. Good boy. Good boy. And let me put this camera on a tripod. With their hunting dogs, they apparently keep them all outside and they keep them tied up. So he was tied up most of his life, from what it sounds like. I weighed him today and he is 22 pounds, which is way too skinny. Let me show you a good side view of him. You can see all his ribs, you can see his hip, and I mean you can see all his bones everywhere. He is just a big, tall, lanky, scrawny dog. And he had kind of stopped eating and just was getting really sick, and he looked a lot worse a couple days ago. He came in all dehydrated and he had a high white blood cell count, meaning he had an infection, which, come here, we weren't real surprised about because he has this wound on his neck, and I don't know if this was from the collar or the rope that was used to tie him up, but pretty nasty looking little wound there. It's pretty superficial though, mostly just scabs now. So we put him on antibiotics for that. And I also ran a TLI test, and what that is testing for is pancreatic insufficiency. It's called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. One of its functions is to secrete enzymes every time the dog eats a meal. So he eats a big meal of dog food, and the pancreas secretes enzymes, and basically it puts those enzymes into the intestines, and it uses those enzymes to break down the food into absorbable components. So in exocrine pancreatic insufficiency dogs, or EPI, we'll call it for short, he's not doing that, so the food is just passing through and it's not being digested. The good thing about this disease is it is treatable if you just supplement their diet with pancreatic enzymes daily. I mean, literally at every meal you put some enzymes in his food, and as he eats those enzymes start breaking down the food and it goes into his body, and theoretically he should absorb all that fat and all that protein and all that energy and be a normal functioning dog, which is great. He has a treatable condition, but it's something that he'll need to be treated for life, and that the pancreatic enzymes are not cheap, so it's going to be an expensive condition. And I told the owners this. I was pretty excited that we found out what was wrong with him and it was something we could fix. And the owners told me they just couldn't afford it, which that's not a, you know, I don't say they're bad people because of that, because it is a pretty expensive thing over the course of his life, and a lot of people just can't do that, especially, you know, for a young dog like this. You know, he's going to have a long life ahead of him, and that's going to be a lot of money spent on pancreatic enzymes. So the owners elected euthanasia. They were going to put him to sleep because he's suffering. We can't let him keep going like this. But I told them about what we're doing with Vet Ranch, and told them I would take the dog. So he now is mine. They signed over papers. He's my dog. And basically what I'm going to try to do is start giving him the enzymes. I ordered them today, so they should be in tomorrow. And we'll start giving him those enzymes. Along with some other things. I'm going to clean him up, shave that wound on his neck and make sure it doesn't need anything, and we have my antibiotics to help heal it up and keep from getting infected and everything. We're going to try to put some weight back on this boy, beef him up a little bit, and he's a super sweet dog, so good boy. So I don't think, you know, once we get him healthy, I don't think it's going to be hard finding him at home. Alright, we've had Jax for about 5 days now. He has been taking the enzymes, and he's kind of picked up his appetite a little bit. He's feeling a lot better, and he's been cooped up at the clinic in a cage, so I figured today we'd let him spread his legs. So here he is. Jax, welcome to Demolition Ranch. And for those of you who don't know what Demolition Ranch is, that's my other channel, and you should Google it. You are in for quite a surprise. It is a little different from this channel. So with pancreatic insufficiency, when the dogs have a bowel movement, they, they're passing just undigested food. So it looks real weird. It's usually this yellow, really soft
very stinky poop. And he did have that when he first came in. That was one of the things that kind of clued me into what was going on with him. And now his stools look normal now that he's getting those enzymes and he is actually digesting the food. We weighed him today and he weighed 22.5 pounds. So he is putting on weight, which is a good thing, and he has a lot more energy than he did a couple days ago. So seems like he's feeling pretty good. This collar was the only one that we could find in the clinic, and obviously he's got a little growing to do to fit that collar. We're gonna go down to the river, see what he thinks about that. Look at that hunting dog using his nose. Scrawny little guy. Still not acting like a normal puppy. He's a little slow. Look at that buzzard circling him. It's like he knows. We've been out here for all of 15 minutes, maybe 20, and my little puppy's pooping out back there. So gonna get him back and feed him something, replace the energy that he burned up out here, and let him rest. It's been about 3 or 4 days since I took Jax out to the ranch, and honestly, he hasn't been doing very well. He's just sort of picking at his food. We really can't get him to eat a full meal. I mean, he really doesn't seem to want to eat at all, and that's kind of what we need him to be doing right now. We need him to be eating to put that weight back on. So kind of worried about him. You know, if he doesn't start eating pretty soon, I don't know. It's not looking good if we can't get him to eat. So it is Easter Sunday right now, and we just went to church and ate lunch. And after lunch, I boiled Jax some chicken, and I'm gonna see if I can entice him with some chicken. Hey man, what do you think? You look perky. Will you eat this? Oh yes. Ow, golly. All right, here's the chicken. I put some dog food in there, and I'm gonna sprinkle some of this pancreas powder on there. Mix it all up, and we have a boy who is anxiously waiting, which I am pumped about, because he hasn't ever seemed this excited about food. Maybe he just didn't like our cooking before. All right, you ready? Sit. Do you know how to sit? Sit? Not really. Okay, eat it. Eat it. Come on, man, we need you to pound that. There you go. Well, this is good. This is making me more hopeful that he's gonna have a good recovery. I was kind of getting worried on what we were gonna have to do for him if he wouldn't eat. Hey, bud, we're gonna weigh him. You stay right there. Stay. 20.5, looks like. That's not good, bud. You have lost weight since you started here. I don't know, we'll see how he does the next couple of days, and we may need to figure out something else. We'll catch back with y'all later. Basically, the last 2 days, he's just kind of got worse and worse. And we finally sort of decided that we needed to do something because he was wasting away. He was going to die. And I honestly am surprised that he didn't. We went ahead and took an x-ray of him just because we didn't really know what else to do. And here's his x-ray. Head's going this way, tail's going this way. This is his lungs up here. This is the liver, stomach is here. And these little white colored things in here, those shouldn't be there. They looked kind of like gravel. We didn't really know what they were. He hasn't been around gravel since he's been here. He's been in a cage, and I took him out to the ranch, and I'm positive he didn't eat any gravel there. So I don't know. You know, I don't know how he's had that in him so long, but I assume this stuff had been in his stomach, just kind of sitting there, not causing any problems. And anyway, this is back in the intestine. So we went ahead and took him to surgery and cut open his intestines, and it was full of long strands of grass and gravel and dirt and leaves and all kinds of junk, which he hasn't eaten in at least a week, because he's been here for about a week. So that stuff has been in him, not moving, and it kind of tricked us because he wasn't throwing up, he was eating and he was pooping, so we thought he's not blocked up, but this stuff must have just been sitting in his stomach and eventually worked its way down into the intestines, blocking it up, and we were kind of blindsided by it. We really didn't think anything could have been there, but glad we took the x-ray. But he had surgery yesterday, and it's pretty hard on him. I mean, he was so sick, he was close to death, so we were happy that he made it through the surgery. It was a 2-hour long surgery.
And I also wanted to say that in my last video I said we were not taking donations, and someone locally basically donated a lot of money, and because we had that money, we went ahead and did this stuff. If we wouldn't have had that money, we wouldn't have gone to surgery with him. We wouldn't have taken x-rays, because it was he's kind of become an expensive case. But thank you, you know who you are, who donated all that money, and you really made the difference on this case. You've paid for everything. All of his expenses are paid for. So let me go get Jax right now. Like I said, it's been a day since his surgery, and it looks like he's pulling through. He's starting to act perkier again. So I'll go grab him and bring him up. I forgot to tell you that he actually had lost weight too since the last time we weighed him. So that was kind of a clue that we needed to do something pretty quickly. That prompted us to go ahead and take the x-ray and take him to surgery. He does have a feeding tube in now, so we can make sure to get those nutrients in him. Lay down, buddy. You're not comfortable up on this table. Let's see if he'll lay down on the floor. He has about a 7-inch incision on his belly. I didn't really want to keep him up, he was so weak, but basically the plan now is just to keep monitoring him, keep getting calories into him, and hopefully he's just going to gain weight now that he had that big bolus of grass and sticks and leaves and rocks out of his intestines. So it's been a while since I've updated on Jax. He really did terrible after surgery. For about a week he just was lethargic, not really getting up and moving around. He definitely was not eating, and I really didn't think he was going to make it. I was pretty confident that he was going to die, and I quit videoing him because he was just so sad. He just looked terrible. He lost more weight, and we were feeding him every day through that esophageal tube, but he just wasn't really coming around until about a week later after surgery. He did nibble a little bit of food on his own, which was the most promising thing we had seen, and you know, he was kind of getting a little tail wag back. And the next day he totally ripped that esophageal tube, went into his neck and into his esophagus, and he totally ripped it out of his neck. And I kind of thought, man, we're gonna have to put it back in him. But he started eating that day, and he's eaten on his own ever since. It's been 3 weeks today since surgery, and he's doing good. He has gained a lot of weight, and let me introduce you to Jax 2.0. Jax, welcome to Demolition Ranch. As you can see, Jax is now a beautiful dog. He can jump out of the truck on his own. He's still pretty goofy. He has gained a lot of weight. We weighed him today. He is over 30 pounds, which is amazing. He came in a little over 20, and then he lost weight and went down to 19, maybe even a little below. So Jax is 50% heavier than what he was at his lowest, which is pretty awesome. So everything's just worked out perfect for Jax. He does still have the issue where he'll need enzymes, most likely for life, but he's just improving every day, so I really don't think that's going to be a big issue at all. Check this out. We taught Jax a new trick. It's called eating. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. All done? Good boy. Jax finishes every meal now and actually howls when he's not getting fed. And look how much muscle he has now compared to how he used to be. Looks a lot better. So there you go. This is Jax. This is probably the last update we're going to do on him, because we have found him a home, and they should take him in another day or two. Really nice family, and he should have a good home for the rest of his life. So I talked about not taking donations in a previous video, and that was because I thought I could do it alone. But with Jax here, he's turned out to be much more expensive than I ever would have thought he would be, and I found out that I can't do it alone. At least I wouldn't have been able to do him alone, because he was, you know, we probably spent $2,000 on Jax. We've had him at the clinic for a little over a month, probably closing in on a month and a half, and just boarding a dog for that long is expensive. You know, just taking care of him, feeding him, but much less a hospitalized patient, and one that we had to do 2 surgeries on. We did the abdominal surgery, and then I did the neuter also. But we are going to start accepting donations, and I'm not really sure how we're going to do it yet. I think I'm gonna set up a nonprofit organization, and as soon as I do that, I will put the information on how you can donate in the description below. So go check that out. As soon as I get it all figured out, it'll be there. And we really appreciate everybody for supporting this channel. And if you didn't watch the other video, we have ads on these videos. They make revenue that goes to support these pets too. So just watching these videos is supporting a pet. You know, we make a fraction of a cent for your view, but when we get thousands of views, those fractions add up. So thank you for watching. Thanks for supporting Vet Ranch and what we're trying to do here. And thanks for helping with Jax. See y'all later.
Sometimes when you're feeling young and you're feeling tough and you're all caught up, but you don't walk right and you don't talk right, and there ain't nothing wrong with feeling strong. But I know what you're going through. I know, 'cause I've been there too. I don't walk right and I don't talk right, and there ain't nothing wrong with feeling strong. But I wanna be there for you, honey, working my job and making.
So earlier in this video, you saw when I took Jax out here to Demolition Ranch, we were out here for 10 or 15 minutes, and this dog wore himself out, walking around sniffing like this. Now he can outrun me. He's healthy, beautiful, and I hope we have more success stories like Jax in the future. And we're really gonna make a difference here. We're gonna fix them all.
I want you next to me. I said I do, I said I do. Please, in sickness or in health, always be true, always be true. And I want you next to me. I said I do, I said I do. Please, I wanna be there for you, honey, working my job and making money.